Welcome to Forbidden Shadow, where love meets betrayal. Explore stories of passion, secrets, and hidden desires. Subscribe to uncover the truth in the shadows. The clock struck, and the house was filled with the warm glow of table lamps and the soft hum of music playing in the background. I had spent the entire day preparing for this evening, and now, as I set the last plate on the dining table, a mix of anticipation and nervousness settled over me. It was a reunion night. My husband, Ryan, was hosting 3 of his old friends, guys he hadn't seen in years. These were men he had grown up with, shared laughter and secrets with. Tonight felt special, but Ryan's unusual quietness throughout the day hinted at something deeper. As I adjusted the throw pillows on the couch for what felt like the 100th time, I glanced at Ryan, who stood by the window. His hands were in his pockets, and his posture was tense, as if bracing for something. "Are you okay?" I asked, walking up to him. He gave me a faint smile but didn't meet my eyes. "Yeah, just thinking." The sound of tires crunching on the driveway pulled our attention. A sleek SUV pulled up, and 3 men stepped out. Their laughter rang out even before they reached the door. Ryan straightened up, his expression unreadable, and gestured for me to open the door. "Welcome," I greeted them warmly as I held the door open. "CLA, one of them," Jack exclaimed. "It's so nice to finally meet you. Ryan told us so much about you." As they stepped inside, the energy in the room shifted. Jack, Mike, and Ethan were loud and jovial, their voices filling the space as they hugged Ryan. But something about the way Ryan's shoulders stiffened caught my attention. His smile was there, but it didn't reach his eyes. Dinner was a lively affair, with the table groaning under the weight of all the food I had prepared: lasagna, roasted vegetables, garlic bread, and a rich chocolate cake for dessert. The men were quick to dive into the meal, swapping stories from their younger days. The house echoed with laughter, but Ryan remained unusually quiet. At first, I chalked it up to nerves, maybe he was just overwhelmed, but as the night wore on, I noticed how his laughter felt forced, his responses clipped. After dessert, we moved to the living room. The men sprawled across the couches, mugs of coffee in hand, and the conversation turned more reflective. "You remember that night, Ryan?" Ethan said, a mischievous grin spreading across his face. "The one with the surprise?" Ryan's face hardened. "Let's not go there," he said firmly. "Oh, come on," Mike chimed in, his tone light. "It's been years. No harm in laughing about it now." I glanced at Ryan, whose jaw was clenched so tightly it looked like it might snap. "Ryan," I said gently, placing a hand on his arm. He shook his head. "It's nothing, Claire. Just old memories." But Ethan leaned forward, his grin widening. "Nothing, come on, man. That night was epic." "Remember how?" Enough, Ryan interrupted, his voice cutting through the room like a blade. The room fell silent. The cheerful atmosphere evaporated, replaced by an awkward tension. Jack shifted uncomfortably, glancing between Ryan and the others. Ryan stood, his hands trembling slightly. "Some things are better left in the past," he said, his voice steadier now. "We've all done things we're not proud of. I've moved on, and I'd appreciate it if we all did the same." His friends nodded, their earlier excitement subdued. One by one, they apologized, their voices low. They stayed for a little while longer, but the energy never quite returned to what it had been. When they finally left, Ryan walked them to the door. He lingered there for a moment after they had driven off, staring into the night. I walked up behind him, slipping my arms around his waist. "You okay?" I asked softly. He turned to me, his face a mix of relief and exhaustion. "Yeah, I didn't realize how much of that part of my life I'd buried until tonight." "You don't have to explain," I said, guiding him to the couch. "But I want you to know that I'm here. Whatever it is, we'll face it together." Ryan looked at me for a long moment before nodding. "Thank you, Claire." As we sat there in the quiet living room, I realized that some shadows from the past might never fully disappear, but together, we could face whatever came our way.